I'm actually coming to you live from the island of Kauai, where we have blue skies and the sun is setting. We have parrots actually flying behind me. This is when they get very active at sunset. Let's take a look at the big picture and show you what is happening out there. So we do have this front that you see here to the north of the islands, no longer expected to drop down and bring us any moisture, but it is helping to cut off our trade winds. So for today, a typical weather pattern when we have light southerly winds, where we have clear skies in the morning with lots of sunshine, but some buildup of clouds in the afternoon as that land heats up, the hot air rises and the cooler air from over the ocean rushes in to replace it. That leads to clouds building, usually for leeward and interior areas like we're seeing here on satellite. Our computer model showing that forecasted rainfall is pretty non-existent, maybe a few sprinkles for those spots where the clouds really start to build up, but not much at all. And our current temperatures are dropping down a bit, so starting to cool off. Still in the 80s for Kaneohe and Kailua Kona, but we're getting down into the 70s for the other areas you see here on this map. Probably feels a little warmer than the thermometer shows when you factor in that heat index, and also factor in the winds, right? They're coming from the south. Obviously, that's a warmer direction than from the north, which is what we're used to. So even with winds in the double digits in some areas still, it's not having that same effect as our trade winds do with our natural air conditioner. And our forecast computer model is doubling down on this for tomorrow. Light southerly winds, which means muggy, sticky, hot conditions, and of course, more haze. You can see here the haze forecast. Surf-wise, a high surf warning is expected to go into effect at 6 p.m. tonight. A very large northwest swell is filling in this evening, peaking early Friday. We're already starting to see the buoys registering the swell. So the peak is expected tomorrow morning. It also coincides with our first high tide of the day, so we could see some coastal flooding in areas. These numbers are quite big. 25 to 35 foot faces are expected for north shores, 20 to 25 for our west-facing shores. Only 1 to 3 for south and eastern facing exposures, and obviously with variability by island, with the blocking of some of the islands of the swell. Maui County, West Shores, Big Island, East Shores at 2 to 4. Big Island's northern shorelines could get into the 10 to 14 foot face range, but still dangerous conditions. So when in doubt, don't go out. Taking a look at our 8-day forecast, light southerly winds across the western half of the state and southeasterly across the eastern half expected through the weekend as a couple of fronts stall northwest of the state. Not a lot of rain expected, with the best chance for a few showers over leeward spots on the islands of Kauai and Oahu. Trade winds should return Sunday and become strong by Tuesday, likely bringing in an increase in showers for our usual windward and Mauka spots and turning back on our natural air conditioner, clearing out most of the haze and fog that we've been experiencing the last few days.